So after I turned Katsuki Bakugo into a real biological woman, I made love to her before we went back to school the next day, and then the next day her parents told everyone at Aldera Junior High School that their son Katsuki Bakugo was changed into a biological female by a powerful quirk user, and they don't know how to change her back into a boy. They all said it's permanent, and those idiots at Aldera Junior High School actually believed that flimsy story because Mitsuki Bakugo said that they were all in a public park at the time the accident occurred, and they didn't know who blasted their little boy with some kind of magical light that transformed their boy into a girl, and then everyone believed that story and no one else ever found out the truth that it was me that turned him into a real biological girl. And so Katsuki Bakugo and I continued our life together as young lovers, and even at a young age I loved Katsuki Bakugo and we grew up together, and she learned about all my extraordinary powers, and then she asked me, Deku, when we get older will you please marry me? And then I said of course I will, my love, but I have to ask, would you be okay with a polygamous marriage if I were to marry many different women? And Katsuki Bakugo answered me honestly, and then she said, well, I'd be a little jealous at first, but honestly I'd just be glad that you're with me at all, because honestly I always loved you from the moment I saw you, and that's why I had sex with you when we were both so young, and I know we barely knew what we were doing. And then I said no, I knew exactly what I was doing, but you had a lot of trouble if I recall correctly, but you adapted to the situation really fast, plus we are both the same age, so it didn't really matter that you and I both had sex when we were kids. And then she said, speaking of that, I'm 15 years old now and I definitely want to have sex now. And then I said I need to wear a condom as usual, and then she said you don't have to, it's going to happen eventually anyway, and I know you're probably going to be with other women, so honestly I want you to get me pregnant first, please Deku, I love you. And then I kissed her passionately and I said I love you too darling, and then I made love to the female Katsuki Bakugo and I did her in every sexual position for many hours like I usually do, and I let her ride my 10-inch member for many hours until finally I came inside her vagina, but I literally just kept spraying inside her, and then her eyes rolled back and she said, oh fuck yes, that feels so good. Oh baby yes. Oh Deku, I love you. Oh fill me up baby yes. And then Mitsuki Bakugo and her husband heard everything, and then he said those two are going at it again, and then Mitsuki Bakugo said, oh I think we are going to have grandkids very soon, and then Mitsuki's husband said I'm too young to have grandkids, and then Mitsuki said shut up, I want grandkids, and Izuku Midoriya is rich and he would be perfect for her, and then her husband said I kind of miss my son, but it's okay, at least she will marry a good man and have a family, so I'm proud of her for that at least, and Deku will always protect her, and I know it because that kid is beyond powerful. I'm just worried because he's so handsome that he might date or even marry other women, because a handsome and powerful man like that is often highly sought after by women for his powerful quirk and vast riches, especially in quirk marriages, and I bet the boy's parents actually have an arranged marriage set up for him, and fortunately that's true, my parents actually arranged for me to marry Momo Yaoyorozu years ago. Even if I'm in a polygamous marriage I must marry Momo Yaoyorozu to protect her, that was her father's orders, that I would always look after her and protect her, and for many years up until the year I turned 15 I trained with all the teachers at UA High School, and I even trained with Eraserhead, also known as Shota Aizawa, and they all taught me very well and I absorbed all their knowledge and combat skills like a sponge. And yes, I also trained with Recovery Girl to be her replacement, because right after All Might was nearly killed by All For One they called me, and I completely restored All Might's respiratory system and his body, and when All Might woke up he saw Recovery Girl and he said, wow, I feel incredible, you sure haven't lost your touch, old woman. And then she said, it wasn't me you big dummy, it was that handsome kid over there that saved you because you were careless as usual. And she said, meet Izuku Midoriya, he's a miracle worker really, and he's also very powerful, and he can also heal anyone from any injury no matter what it is. Even if someone is missing a leg he can completely restore someone's missing leg, he can completely control all matter and completely heal a person, and I taught him everything I know, and now they want you to train him too. And then All Might said he looks big and strong and muscular, it looks like someone has already been training him for years.